There had been considerable contribution of the Sakas to Indian culture as well as India's glory. They had mixed and mingled with Hindus easily without the assistance of the institution of a fire pit. Their royal families married in the most ancient ARD respected Kshatriya and Brahmin families like the Iksvakus and the Satavahanas. They embraced the local habits and social convictions and christened themselves with Hindu names. We provide names of some Saka kings and princes, obtained from epigraphical records and legend of coins. Sivaghosha, Shivadatta, Aryaman, Usvadatta, Rsabhadatta, Rudradaman, Jayadaman, Rudrasena, Rudrasimha Satyadaman, Viradaman, Yasodaman, Vijaysena, Damajadasri, Prithivisena, Visvasinha Sanghadaman Sridharavarman. Epigraphic evidences also suggest that apart from the guilds of corporations working as banks, banking functions were performed to some extent by other bodies also. An example of such an investment has a mention in some of the inscriptions. Even the temples and shrines acted as banks receiving permanent deposits to provide out interest, the articles for worship, specified by the donors. The period from 5th century BC to the 3rd witnessed development of guild organizations, which were entrusted with powers of making laws, rules and regulations of business. Taxes paid by these guilds was one of the important sources of revenue generation of the states. Members of the guilds were also required to render military service or maintain army units, which were allowed to function by the state in case of emergencies. Inscription number 130. Nasik cave inscription of the time of Nahapana. Provenance Nasik, Nasik district, Maharashtra, on the back. All of the veranda in cave number 10 under the ceiling. Script Brahmi language, Sanskrit and Prakrit mixed. Following are a few important observations. Ramtattirtha was located on the Mahedra mountain. There were other Ramatirthas sacred to Dashratha and Ram. 6. Bhagwan Lal Indraji identified this town with Nargol near Sanjan in the Thane district, Maharashtra. Trirasmi was the name of the hills in which the caves are found. They were within the ancient district of Govardhana. Uttambhadras were a tribe. Their identity is uncertain. Identification with Uttamdatta of Mathura coins is untenable. Charka in this context does not seem to refer to the followers of the Japkasakha of the Krishna Yajurveda, nor to the wandering students of the Brahmanas and the Upanishada. Most probably the reference is to the wandering ascetics of other schools. Mentioned in the Buddhist Dhamma may have been used in the sense of Buddhist religion, and the phrase Dharmatmana is intentionally put forward in order to dwell on the fact of a change having taken place in the religious belief or inclination. Of title Dana Indragni Datta. He claims support for his hypothesis from the fact that all the donations previously mentioned in this epigraph are bestowed without exception on Brahmanas or Brahmana institutions, while the gift which are epigraphs records and which this part of the sentence introduces is made in favor of the Buddhist monks. The inscription merely indicates the liberal Hindu tradition of kings and chiefs patronizing all religious denominations in their land, whatever their own preferences. In fact, miserly donations offered to the Buddhist in contrast to extremely liberal ones for the Brahmanas in these inscriptions rather points to the donor's inclination to the Puranic faith. Any chronology of the events described here also suggests that the donor's faith in Puranic beliefs was in fact. After excavating the cave rooms for the Buddhist monks, after doing that he went and took a holy bath in the Pushkar lake, a Pauranika Tirtha, and gifted 100.000 cows and a village to Brahmins. After that he donated a farm worth 4000k to the Bhikshus and put up the present record. English translation of the inscription. Success. Dinika's son Ishavdatta, who is the son-in-law of the Kahaharta Kshatrapa king Nahapana, who made a